And good morning from the base of the beautiful Rocky Mountains. This is Grit for Life Radio, and I am your host, Nate Parks. I am the founder of Grit for Life, and we're continuing our podcast series and our video series that goes along with our Grit for Life workshop on heroes and you learning to become your own hero. This is week 2, day 1. Now, you say, wait a minute, I just came across this, or I'm not part of a workshop. Maybe I shouldn't be listening to this. On the contrary, you're still going to get something out of it. There's just those individuals who are doing the workshop. We have a lot of other extra things that we're asking them to do. And so you'll hear some things that we talk about in the podcast that, such as, hey, this is week 2, day 1. That is just more of a marker for those individuals who are doing the workshop. In the workshop with Grit for Life, we are focused on motivating the mind, building the body, searching the soul. And in the workshop, it's a 4-week workshop that the first week is more of an introduction. It gets you to be able to get the individuals who are doing the workshop ramped up, get them moving, get them focused. And then week 2 is we really start breaking down a lot of the aspects of how our mind plays into our daily struggles. A lot of the things about the mind is perception. Perception is something that is so tricky because I could sit here when I used to do law enforcement and I would go investigate a crash, and I would go out and I would walk up on a scene and I'd ask, person A, hey, what happened? And they would tell me. But then I'd go talk to person B and say, what happened? And they would tell me. Now, the thing about it is a lot of times their stories had some similarities, but also there were many times that they had some blatant discrepancies. Why would that be? Are they trying to lie to me? Did they not see the crash? Did they not see the event that I'm trying to investigate? No, usually it's because what has happened is they each have their own perception. They saw it from a different perspective. And each of them saw bits and pieces of the whole truth. Our mind works that way. Our mind will sit there and we will start taking a look at our past life. We will start taking a look at our present, and we will look into the future. And our mind will automatically, based upon different things that have happened to us and our own life experiences, our mind will tell us, oh, here's the picture. And it will fill in the gaps with our own life experience. Yet the thing about it is, a lot of times, our own life experience doesn't fill in those gaps properly. And it fills in those gaps with fears and hesitation. It fills in those gaps with past mistakes and tries to tell us, well, don't do it again that way. Or if you try to go forward, you're just going to make a mistake again. Or it fills in those gaps with that recording in our head of other people saying that you're not good enough. Maybe a spouse or a parent or a coworker or a boss or just life, or maybe your own self saying you're not good enough. You're too heavy. You can't go out, and you shouldn't go out and try to walk. It's going to hurt your joints. You're too heavy. You never finish school, so you're never going to amount to anything. Or when you have tried to do something in life, when you've tried to get into a relationship, you always find the unhealthy relationships. Excuse me. And so our life fills in the gaps to the picture that we're looking, and it takes a broad paint stroke over it and says, nope, let's just wipe this out. Don't do this, or don't take this chance. It's not going to work. We have to be able to come to a point in an understanding where we are the artist of our life. We are the author of our life. There's that song talking about everybody's got a brand new page. Well, we do, and we like to think that, and we like to hear that, but then life comes in and says, yeah, that's just a song. Yeah, I mean, it's a feel-good. It's not reality. Come on. And a lot of times we'll tell, when I talk to people in my meetings with Grit for Life at our live events, or even one-on-one through message or email or talking with them, I hear people say, man, I say, how's it going? Well, life. Well, yeah, I do. I live it every day. But how's it going? Oh man, life's just got me down. Life hits hard. or it is what it is. I hate the term life has got me down, because what we have done then is we have made life an obstacle. When we begin to say, well, life hit me so hard, or life has me down, or life just keeps just plowing over me, we have taken inanimated object, in a essence, if you will, and we have created it into a monster. We have created it into an obstacle that so many times when we face obstacles, we want to give up, and we can't give up on life. See, life is not a thing. Life is an essence. Life is an inanimated existence that we live in, but we continue to make it an obstacle. And because we make it an obstacle, we make it something that seems impossible to do. And then our mind tells us, well, I don't want to get up today. I'm depressed. I don't want to get up today because I don't feel good. I don't want to get up today because, man, yesterday life hit me hard. No, life didn't hit you hard. You live life. You don't fight life. And when we allow our minds to tell us that life is the enemy, then we become angry at life. We become bitter at life. And that is what begins to lead us down those dark tunnels of suicidal thoughts and depression. And we just want to give up because that's the only other opportunity we have in essence. If we hate life, if we make life the enemy, we can't fight life. We can't beat life. Every single one of us was born into this world, and every single one of us will die out of this world. And in an essence, life itself, as a pattern, continues on long after we're gone. Life was here before us. Life will be here after us. Life is not the obstacle. It is our own perspective and how we perceive things that become the obstacles in our life. So instead of saying, well, you know what, life's got me down. No, my thoughts have me down. Well, life hits hard. No, my choices in what I chose to do and how I respond to things is hitting me hard. Now, there's a positive about that. When you can begin to train your mind and say, no, it is my choices in life that are hitting me hard. It is the repercussions of my choices that are hitting me hard. It is my attitude, it is my perception that is hitting me hard. And it's putting some stumbling blocks and obstacles in my way. That gives us the power to change. You can't change life as a definition. But I can change my perception of life. I can change my reaction to life. And I start with doing so in my mind. Events in life that make us feel defeated are exactly that. They're events. There's something we pass through unless we allow that feeling of defeat to keep us right where we're at. There are too many of us that are trying to build a life for ourselves based upon feeling. I don't feel like getting up today. I don't feel like today's going to be a good day. I don't feel like my boss likes me. I don't like work. I don't like my relationship. I don't like my significant other. I feel as if nothing I do matters. All of those are feelings. And that is like trying to build your house's foundation on moving sand. Feelings change with the environment and the mental capacity that we are living in. I can get up and it can be a snowy, cold day here in Colorado, and my feelings are I am cold, I'm a little depressed because it's kind of dark. Now I am not wanting to go do anything. That's my feelings. But then tomorrow, especially here in Colorado, or maybe in the next 15 minutes, The temperature rises, the sun comes out, the clouds disappear, and now I feel excited because I feel like I want to go hike, or I feel like I want to go out and do something. You see, with what changed? Did life change? No, life still is here. Life is a constant. What changed was my feelings, and if I had based my whole day upon my feelings, then no wonder life becomes a roller coaster. We should base our life on the mental focus of taking action. When we learn to tell our mind and allow our minds to have the authority to overcome the feelings and say, I am going to base my life on my goals, my dreams, my actions. Those are substantial things that we are in charge of that are tangible. My actions are based upon me. My actions are not based upon my feelings. If I get up in the morning, if I wake up, I open my eyes, my room is really cozy and warm and my blankets are holding me, I feel like I don't want to get out of bed. But my actions tell me that if I stay in bed and don't act upon my dreams and my goals and my ambitions, then I'm not going to be successful. My actions, if those are doing the workshop, I feel I am tired, my body hurts, I've had a rough day, I don't feel like doing the workshop. My actions tell me I made a commitment and it doesn't matter what I feel. We used to have, when I was stationed at Fort Drum in the military, we used to talk about there's no cold like Fort Drum cold. And I remember times being out in training and being soaking wet and then the temperature dropping and my uniform was freezing and my body and my bones were aching. I felt miserable. But I understood that I had to get through the day of training or the week of training or the month of training. So no matter how I felt, in order to be successful as a soldier, I had to accomplish. And so that is where the metal meets the road, or the rubber meets the road, I guess you could say. I had to get the mental toughness to say, my actions, I am going to stand up. I'm not going to base my stuff on emotions. I'm not going to sit there and try to fight something that is up and down. I'm going to find that constant action, and I'm going to change my threshold, my baseline of comfortability. I don't even know if that's a word. I just made it up. If it is, I'm going to use it. You say, well, how do I do that? You see, we only become defeated when we allow our emotions to control our mind, body, and soul and to tell us we're defeated. I want you right now to think about a time that you were pretty confident or you were sure you were going to be successful at something. A job, a relationship, your dreams, your goals. And then I want you to think about the moment that you allowed yourself to be defeated and allowed another anchor of self-doubt to be nailed into the mountain of your confidence. Think about that for a second. What was that moment? Now, at that moment, were you really defeated for good? See, defeat is the essence of losing total chance of victory. You can possibly have a moment of setback, but that moment of setback only becomes defeat when you allow the roots of the tree of defeat to take hold. I want you to think about that for a second. A moment of setback only becomes defeat when you allow the roots of the tree of defeat to take hold and grow. See, I've had failed marriages. Was I defeated? I felt like it, but that's feeling. That's not reality. That's how I feel at that moment. But I now have the most amazing marriage and the most amazing wife I could ask for. You see, I didn't just stop and give up on marriage. I didn't just stop and give up on love. I didn't just stop. I've had numerous times when I wrote my first novel. Over 10 years ago, I wrote my first novel, and I was so excited this was going to be the biggest thing ever. It was one of the biggest flops ever. Was I defeated as an author? Yeah, actually, it came pretty dang close because I became so discouraged and threw my hands up and said, I'm done. I feel like I'm a failure. And I didn't write again for several years until I realized the principle that the only reason I am now defeated as an author is because I quit. I allowed my mind to accept defeat and not just a setback. I allowed life to become something that it wasn't. It is not an object of an obstacle. And I just sat there and said, wait a minute. I'm only defeated because I allowed myself to accept defeat. That was just a setback. So what I did then is I said, all right, you know what? I don't care if people don't read my stuff. I don't write for them. I write for me. I love writing. And now I'm a published author of 3 novels. I have sold several thousand novels. I have had people come to book signings. I have people buying posters of the characters of the books. But it was only after I changed my mental perspective and allowed my feelings not to control my destiny, but allowed my actions and my goals. I set forth and I opened up new doors and I said, okay, here and now, I am going to be my own hero. Here and now, I don't care what Joe Smo says or Sally over there says. I am in charge. I am in control. And I might have more setbacks, but okay. What I want you to think about as we start this week of talking about the mind and mental fortitude and doing different things with the mind and changing your perspective is I want you to take quitting off the table. Setbacks are okay. First of all, understand setbacks are normal. There is not a single successful person out there, large or big, rich or poor, I'm telling you right now, who have not had setbacks. But I'm going to tell you, that individual who's already waking up this morning with a hangover and can't wait to get back to the bar tonight and has become as much of a decoration in the bar as any bar stool, who's going to drink themselves almost to death tonight and talk about what could have been. That person, they allowed setbacks to become defeats. They didn't allow their mind to become stronger, more determined, and they allowed their emotions and their feelings to become reality in their mind and allowed the root of defeat to take over the winds of a setback. What I want you to imagine with me right now is you are in the old Roman Coliseums and you are a gladiator. And you have been placed in, you get your freedom if you win this battle. The gate opens, you hear the crowds chanting, and you walk into the Coliseum and there is one of the largest lions that you have ever seen. The gate closes. It is sealed. Only one, you or the lion, can go home. What it determines the difference? What determines who gets freedom? Determination is mental fortitude and hunger and the understanding that my actions today, I'm either going to die trying or I'm going to live victorious. But either way, the door behind me is sealed. I cannot go back. Today is the day that you are going to close any loopholes in your mind. You are going to turn around to any door that allows you to back out of your future. And you are going to nail that door shut and say, quitting is not an option. Feelings are not going to control me. Defeat is not going to set root. I may have a setback. The lion may get some good punches in, get some good deep cuts. Excuse me. But I am the one walking out of here today. I am the one in charge of my freedom, and I am the one with the mental fortitude and the mental strength that says life is a constant. Life is not the obstacle. My emotions no longer are going to control me. I am going to understand the principle that emotions change with the wind, but my actions and my goals are constant. I am going to anchor into them. And whatever I do, I am headed to the top.